So, bit of an update as well from me. Like, my plans are still the same, so next week we will start dieting, all being well, I can start training from next week as well. Like, I generally do feel a bit better with myself, but it was really horrible. Like, I think I went on a walk last Sunday and I was struggling to keep up with Zoe, like really, really badly. And when I got home, I was just like crashed out. I was just like knackered, and it was only like a maybe half an hour walk, really, nothing too strenuous on myself. So yeah, so something definitely did get me. We don't know what or what actually happened, but hopefully, hopefully over this next coming week, I can get my foot back in the door in training, get everything fully up to speed again, and get everything moving in the right direction. So yeah. There's no slowing down. I haven't changed my plans. I'm not stressing about kind of what's gone on. It just is what it is. It happens to everyone. I've had a few other conversations with people this year that were in the same position as me. So it's just like, get on with it. It's life as well. Life is always going to give you challenges. So you just got to deal with them and just head straight first into them, I believe, nowadays. So yeah, that's where I'm moving in things, and I'm not stressing at all about it. But yeah, hopefully we're looking positive for this next coming week. So I'll probably just do 10 minutes today just to get my foot back in the door. My steps have been a lot more better this week as well, so I've definitely been hitting those targets. And then hopefully I can start training from tomorrow. Just have a very light session. I'm not going to go too heavy. Just push everything around. Get the feelers again, and then hopefully just kind of ramp up from that point on Monday. So yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be great. I'm going to get things done. Now, something else I want to talk about, actually, a bit of a gripe I've got at the moment, is with young lads doing anabolic, steroids, PEDs, whatever you want to call it. Like, the amount of people that are actually doing it nowadays is mental. Like, I don't know if it's because of social media and like the trend twins have started saying stuff or whatever, but it's just so rife now in people with young age. Like, people that expect now, like, oh, if I'm joining the gym, if I want to train, I've got to take stuff. It's like, no, you need to build up the foundations first, get your nutrition good, get your training good, see where you can push the absolute natural limits, see if you can actually do it as well, because if you can prove to yourself that you can stick to a plan nearly 100%, over the course of that time, then yes, okay, add an additional extra in, but why not try supplements first to try and help yourself there, and then look at adding in, I'm even out of breath now, fucking hell, and then look at adding in some sort of kind of PEDs potentially. But then even then it comes down to blood work and what your future plans really do hold, because it's not I'm going to jump on and come back off again. It's no, this is kind of my life now. Unless you really do need to come off it, then obviously you're going to use PCT, but generally you need to look at the longevity of it. And then a big thing for me at the moment is just getting people to do blood work. People don't want to do it, which is pretty mad. I know it's going to cost money, but at the same time, it's like, it's your insurance for your health for the future. And if you're not willing to do blood work to protect yourself for the future, then you're obviously not bothered about taking it seriously or doing it properly. So the science is there nowadays to be able to do that. It wasn't there probably 30 years ago. So we've got to utilise every single tool now to make sure, Bruce, everything is really bang on for ourselves. I had a guy last year say he thought his testosterone levels were low, and we found out it was nothing to do with that. We found out his actual B12 and his vitamin D were on the rock bottom. So, there's a lot more health concerns nowadays when it comes to blood work, rather than just jumping on TRT as well. So, yeah, let's stop young kids jumping on stuff and, teach them that, this kind of way of life, you know, anabolics or anything like that, it takes time, you know. I think I started taking stuff, you know, when I was probably about 22, 23, and that was because my blood work I had generally low testosterone levels, you know, so that kind of supports me like my rest of my life now, which I generally do need. You know, I can feel when I don't have enough in my system. I think my last blood work came back as like 2 or 3 as a testosterone level. So, you know, when the average is I think 8 to 27 for my age. So it's like, right, okay, yeah, we need to add a bit of something in just to help myself. And that's generally what would happen in the NHS anyway. They're probably, Bruce right now has got his head in the basket. Oh no, not that one. He's got his most loudest toy, and he does this on purpose when he wants your attention. But yeah, I think people need to start looking at the anabolic side of things and steroids kind of side of things as oh, this is my career, you know, I'm going to try and compete, I'm going to try and take it further, that kind of thing. Not, I'm going to jump on because I start training. Yeah, and the amount of people that are kind of masking issues with their nutrition and training, or if they go out weekends drinking and doing other stuff, think it's okay to take anabolics and think it's going to mask out the problems. It's not at all. You're wrecking your body even further, you know. Yes, okay, anabolics is going to cause a bit of damage to your kind of system, if you want to call it that, but if you're doing other stuff as well, you're causing more damage. You know, you can mitigate the situations a lot closer with anabolics and like the new kind of supplements out there now. You can get bloodlets, you can get certain supplements that help it break down a lot more easy in your body. You know, there's a lot more better ways of doing these things nowadays. But yeah, I'm knackered. I'm actually knackered. I'm absolutely knackered. See what I mean? So this is where like I have been really bad in terms of my breathing. Like I really do struggle at the moment. But it's fine. It's gonna happen to everyone. I can't help that. Just get on with it. Like a lot of people, a lot of clients that do coach, you know, sometimes I've seen before where people start stressing about issues like this, and it's just like, well, what could I have done? What could I have done? You know, it's happened. It is what it is. You know, got lots of positive sides. It's not a hospital-bound issue. No, that's a massive positive to look at here. You know, I'm getting better. That's a massive positive to look at, and you know, it's not going to affect me the rest of the year now because I've had it now. So, massive positive. You know, I'm still heading into prep next week, looking like right, okay, everything's going to be good. You know, we're going to be in a good position to start pulling down. You know, we can start trimming some fat away, and we're going to be in a very, very good position for prep, starting on the 17th of Feb, I believe. I'm going to go see my coach on I think it's on the 2nd or the 9th of Feb, just to confirm with him like how my physique is holding. As I say, as every single coach will say, their eyes are better than the phone. So it's important that I do see him in person and make sure he's happy with my current look. And yes, I did actually look back at my old physique pictures, physique visuals the other day, and I could actually see that I was lean, yeah, at like 183, 184, but I still had loads more to go. You know, the glutes would not come off the rear. So I really had a focus this year on growing the glutes, you know, just really kind of emphasising I'm connecting with them well, I'm feeling the muscle group, you know, I'm going into each session thinking, oh yeah, I've trained my glutes, you know, they feel good, you know, I'm not walking away thinking, can't go over glutes today, you know, it's not my kind of thing, I'm not a female, when in fact, glutes is going to be building up for that posterior shot from the back, so it needs to be happening, really, it needs to be happening. Yeah, so I've got a couple more seconds left on this, and I'll wrap you guys up in a minute in the kitchen, because I'm probably going to need to sit down after this. But yeah, getting back into things. But yeah, I wanted to do this video today to, you know, give you guys an update of what's been happening, what's been going on, because I have been very, very quiet. And then from this point now, you know, you can probably look at an accountability point of view. You could probably look at it as like a, this is still on for this year kind of point of view. But if you take anything from this video, it's everyone's human. You know, I am a normal person. You know, I wasn't going to the gym when I was ill and still training, thinking, oh, hardcore, that kind of shit and all that bollocks. You know, trying to play that card. There's just no point. You're just going to wreck yourself even further, and you're going to make yourself even worse. So that's a little update from me, guys. I'm going to leave you to it. You know, I'm going to take Bruce for a walk. Obviously get his steps in, get some more steps in for me. And I will see you guys on the next one. I'm hoping to film a back day, as I am going to be moving gyms as well for my prep, just to focus fully on that. So that'll be exciting. So hopefully I can give you guys a bit of a tour there and show you some equipment that we'll be using. So, guys, out of breath. Out of breath. Obviously, like, subscribe as always. Obviously this year I want to try and get to 100 subscribers as best as I can. And that's my push for this year, to see, you know, really level up everything this year, and really take everything to the upper notch. Hey Bruce, what are they gonna do? Like, hey, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Oh, I can't get off my head. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Like, oh, you wanna say it? Bruce?